I knew him before he was Dr. Alfred Makotsi. About 10 years ago, we lived in the same house while he was studying international relations. Today, he is a researcher, a policy analyst, a lecturer, and Mandela Washington Fellow working at the intersection of governance, public policy, diplomacy, and youth empowerment. So naturally, I had questions. What makes a society actually work? Why do some systems succeed while others fail? What is the role of education in transforming Africa? And are we teaching young Africans to simply survive systems or to understand, challenge, and improve them? The conversation went far beyond geopolitics. We talked about systems, governance, education, democracy, leadership, Africa. This is one you don't want to miss.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the bar where meaningful conversations meet bold perspectives. I am your host, Bella Benazir, and I am so excited to introduce this guest today, a guest we've come from far with. This is a person who is honestly family. I will let them introduce themselves. Karibu sana to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I can see you are doing well. You've grown and you're growing.
We are both doing well. We are both doing well.
Thank you.
Please, your name?
My name is Dr. Alfred Makotsi. Do I go on? Or
Yes. Go on.
Because you only
Mr.
ask-
Ladies, Daktari.
you only asked for my name.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a doctor in academia.
Yeah.
I'm a specialist in diplomacy and international relations.
Yeah.
After acquiring a PhD in diplomacy and international relations, with a particular focus on African foreign affairs,
Yeah.
African foreign policy, international election observation mission,
Yeah.
but also have an interest in issues to do with elections
Yeah.
and governance, both locally and internationally.
Yeah.
Yes, currently I lecture at Kenya Methodist University, that is international relations. I also run a consultancy firm called Diplo House Africa,
Yeah.
basically consulting on matters foreign policy and international relations, both in Kenya and Africa and the
Yeah.
world.
Umesikia your introduction. I am so proud of you. I'll give you a brief story of how I know Alfred. So Alfred, back in the day, I think this is like over 10 years ago.
Over 10 years ago, yes.
Over 10 years ago, we used to live in the same house. We used to eat one meal a day, I don't even know. But both of us were still in campus. We were still finalizing our degrees. And look at us.
Yes, and-
Look at him, look at Daktari.
And you've not told them those days used to be in the medical field.
Yeah.
Yes, they don't know that side of you.
Oh, I still am in the medical field. I'm still a medic, but yeah, I just chose to do something I'm passionate about. Yes. So, Daktari, me want to know first of all, PhD, the highest, I think it's the highest level, no? Doctorate?
Yes, the doctorate is the highest level, yes. Yeah.
So after PhD is doctorate.
No. The doctorate is a PhD.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, look at me. Anyway, does it pay off reading until the highest level of PhD? Because in this world of social media where young people think education is overrated, and you know, like people like you, I've seen you achieve so many things just for, you know, what you've ventured in. So maybe you can tell young people, does going to the highest level of education pay off?
I don't want to be so philosophical in answering this question.
Yeah.
I want to say it's a yes and no. It's a yes because if your passion is money and you get a PhD, let's say in computer science, and you have an interest in software, AI, and sort of things,
Yeah.
you'd get a PhD and go and work with Elon Musk, and you'll get money.
Yeah.
Same if you are a PhD, you get a PhD in international relations, and your interest is money, you will start a consultancy firm or go into research that will give you money.
Yeah.
But 90% of those who take PhD don't take it for money.
Yeah.
They take it because of the passion for knowledge, passion to the inquisitiveness to look at things in a different way and discover how the world works in their field.
Yeah.
If it's nuclear, what do you want to? Which new knowledge do you want to bring the nuclear field? If it is medicine, which new drug or which new method of operation do you want to bring in the medical field?
Yeah.
And in IR, we are looking at current challenges in international relations and diplomacy. My particular focus in my PhD was the diplomacy of international election observation missions. And I was looking at, we are having every election year from 1992 to 2002, we are having white people coming in with jackets, giving us briefings.
Yeah.
And yet, each and every time we have elections that we say they're bungled. At one time, our courts told us to repeat our elections after 90 days. Do they have an effect in our electoral democracy? So the passion to acquire a PhD, most of the time is not about money, because you can still make money without a PhD. But better still, if you have a PhD, it increases your chances if you are money-minded to make more money.
Okay.
That's how I'd answer it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like researcher, who pays you for this research? I know research, I hear there's so much money in research. There's so much money in research. You also said about knowledge. PhD, you go because you want to acquire knowledge. I can acquire knowledge, Alfred, reading books. You know, what would really make me, you get what I mean? Like, just do it, read, because PhD is what? 5 years, 6 years?
In Kenya, it's 3 years.
Okay.
I think in the US is 4 or 5 years. Yes.
What would make me go to school for 5 years? Because, you know, when you're a student, are you working? It can be also intensive. Yeah. Why not dance on a TikTok video, get 1 million views, get paid?
I think I think we'll talk about it in as we go in the podcast. But it's only in Africa and maybe in Kenya that we don't take research and knowledge very seriously.
Yeah.
But outside here, there are countries like China, US, Israel, which take knowledge, research very seriously. You'll find somebody like Elon Musk with SpaceX saying that 30% of my profit is going into research and development. And you can imagine 30% of SpaceX going into a certain university or a group of universities sponsoring students who are interested in how are we going to develop the next instrument to land in the moon, or how are we going to make the moon be habitable. So they would get a lot of money to do the research. We'd find companies such as Microsoft, even social media companies such as Facebook, coming up with a research fund to make their product very competitive in the world. That is where now money comes in terms of research. The MNCs, big corporations come in and say, how do we improve our product? For example, you are seeing the current conflict in Ukraine and Russia. If you follow it keenly, we are being told that the drone technology advances every week. That means if there is a drone that was produced on Monday in Ukraine, by Friday, Russians have developed a better version, or by that week on Friday. It means constantly there are people working in the research department and transferring it into the manufacturing of drones to make sure that the technology is advanced on a weekly basis, and sometimes even narrower.
Yeah.
When you look at last week in terms of AI, I think we had a couple of more than 7 announcements by AI companies, each one of them announcing their major development.
Yeah.
It means on a daily basis there are people working on the research. And it does not mean that TikTok or Facebook or influencing does not pay. Equally, there are people who are doing influencing professionally, and it pays as much.
yeah,
Yes.
it
So
does.
it really just depends on where you choose to focus your energy on.
Which brings me to this question, Alfred. Who is supposed to give money for? Like, is it the government that's supposed to allocate money in research? How much, what percentage is supposed to be allocated in research? What is the current percentage that goes to research right now? You know, yeah.
I'm not very sure of the current amount that goes into research now in Kenya,
But
but
the government.
Definitely it's not much. It's not much because we have very pressing needs. We have SHA that is not working.
Yeah.
We have housing. We have roads. People are demanding airports that need to be built. But what I've seen working outside the country is that even government puts a very few monies on research, but it encourages corporations. It encourages companies. Like here in Kenya, how do we encourage a company like Brookside or Safaricom to sponsor
in research.
to sponsor PhD students in, let's say, Jomo Kenyatta University on telecommunication, and specifically telecommunication that works in Africa. Because you may realize maybe Africans communicate differently.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is why maybe when they came up with the tariff saying that maybe from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. we are reducing the amount to 4 shillings per minute.
Yeah.
It's based on research that is done. So, and how do we make now more the companies to be more creative? And how do we incentivize the companies such that when Safaricom puts 30 million in terms of research, can it get a tax rebate?
Yeah.
Yes. So it's more of government having policies that encourage corporations to give money to researchers who want to venture into making their products. Yes.
Yeah. Why is this not taught in school, Alfred? Because I feel like our curriculum, 844 and CBC, I don't want to say we are taught surface level things, but you see, this is very relevant information. I have had to hear it from a PhD doctor that money needs to be put aside for research. You know, I don't know why is this, because if I knew this in primary school, I bet I would have. I'd be like, I want to be a doctor in PhD, that is, so that I can go into research and understand why is it that African countries, it's slower, things take slower than. That's a research that can be done, yeah. Why do you think we are not taught this in school?
I think we are used to the conventional white man education that was brought in by missionaries.
Yeah.
People knowing how to read and write, and they conclude that they've gone to school. But when you look upon countries such as China, some of the phones that we use in Kenya here, in quote, we say Tululu. Those phones are developed by high school students.
In China?
In China, yes.
Yeah.
Such that now the university students are developing very sophisticated phones. And you'll see if a senior school student can come up with technology that can produce a simple phone just to do calls. You'll find them developing interest into more sophisticated level of production once they go high in the studies.
Yeah.
But one thing that I think also we do not take seriously, I remember in high school, we used to have something called Science Congress.
Yeah.
And we used to have students having very innovative ideas that point out to maybe conservation or cutting down the cost, maybe of fuel or anything, or using a byproduct of something to get something out of it.
Yeah.
And when we discuss with my colleagues, I just ask myself, where do these innovations go?
Yeah,
We need to have a conducive environment such that in a science congress, national, I don't know if it still exists, national competition, we're having companies such as KCB, Equity, Safaricom coming and saying, oh, so-and-so has developed a product. How do we upscale this product? How do we link the simple idea the high school student has done to a company that does the same and produce a product that we're able to sell? So it all points down to policy. Our education is fairly good, because as you say, you can read and write, and once you can read and write, that means you can access knowledge even beyond our boundaries. But we should have the right policies to make sure that the small innovations that look small are either nurtured into very good, viable commercial products.
Yeah, because I think you said something important. We have been whitewashed in so many things. So, be it religion, the curriculum, our stories. We want white people to tell our stories. You know, I think we've been really whitewashed in a lot of things. And there's something you said, like in Science Congress. Is this a victim mentality, Alfred, where we expect those corporates to come, and can it be something that Kenyans can just do for themselves before corporates come in? Because can we just think like individuals, parents? Why can't parents just, like contribute and sponsor that idea from a high school student before a corporate like?
Yes, what you're saying is very fair, and I think when you look at it, some parents have been able to be very supportive, and especially I've seen this with parents who are largely well off, and they take their kids to quote unquote good schools that do robotics and those other sophisticated things.
Drones even is a subject in a school like Crawford.
Yes.
I saw their Nini subjects and I was like, oh wow, you teach drones.
And some parents go out of their way to even sponsor and fund, but it is not enough. I feel it's not enough. We can have very few. We can have very few percentage being taken care of if we go to that level.
Yeah.
But you can imagine if we have the right policies.
Yeah.
I think corporates are able to pump in so much to have more impact than individuals.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Okay.
Yes, because you could imagine a company like, I like using Equity and Safaricom because they're the biggest companies in Kenya.
Yeah.
You could imagine if we could have an environment where Equity and Safaricom invest in innovation in Science Congress, and they say the best idea, we are giving them 30 million and they nurture them into companies that are able to produce. They link them to their partners abroad.
Yeah.
That would make so much sense.
Policies, who is developing these policies? The Senate. Is it the Senate?
It
Somehow
is.
who is developing these policies to help?
It's a policy is a whole combination of legislature, the Senate and Parliament, together with government, together with if public participation needs to be done, the citizens come in, maybe Ministry of Education, they take it to the school and ask, how do we make Science Congress a better idea? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have been chosen by the Mandela Washington. First, tell us what Mandela Washington is all about. I know it's a big deal. And you're a Mandela Washington Fellow, 2025.
Yes.
Yes, please tell us about that.
Yes, I had the privilege of being selected, being a finalist of Mandela Washington.
Let it be known I've ever tried to apply and I did not get to the. I got out of the. I don't know. When they were choosing applications, mine wasn't even looked at.
No, how do you know?
Because I was rejected. I got a rejection.
No, it doesn't.
You need to tell me how I should
and
write
I will
it.
tell you why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why in a few minutes.
Yes.
But first of all, Mandela Washington is a U.S. Sponsored exchange program.
Okay.
Sponsored by the U.S. government, where it started during Obama's reign, where they take young Africans from Africa, from the whole continent of Africa, to do a 6-week exchange program in the U.S.
Okay.
And it is done in 3 lots. Those who go in leadership and public management and leadership, those who go for civic spaces, and those who go for entrepreneurship. So I went for the public management and leadership track.
Yeah.
But those who are entrepreneurs and are young, they go to the with the entrepreneurship track, and they go to meet companies, corporates, and from there they will establish networks. Like last week we had U.S. Africa commercial, Mandela Washington, U.S. Africa commercial partnership program for a week, where we had U.S. companies coming into Kenya, trying to reach out, and also Africans from the whole of Africa trying to reach out, selling their ideas. So as for me, I went to the public management and leadership track, where now we learn how the U.S. system works in terms of the legislature, judiciary, executive. We meet governors, discuss governance issues, and try to navigate how we can sort out our governance issues and leadership issues in Africa among ourselves and with the U.S. counterparts. We also engaged in seeing how the U.S. community works, what works best for them, how their democracy works, and why they consider it as the best model. So it's basically a 6 weeks program, a very good program for young people in terms of networking and exposure. Yes.
Wow. I'm gonna ask, how did you get selected?
I forgot to say that. Actually, Mandela Washington puts out an advert, I think, around August. It's only this year that they have not put out because, as you know, the U.S. government is having a lot of challenges, trying to restructure all the programs to align with Donald Trump's America First policy. But I think very soon the program will be back. So in 2024 they put out an advert in, I think, August or September. I applied. I'd applied 2 times earlier, but this time I just said again, I'm not in a person of giving up so easily. So I just applied the 3rd time. And I got an invitation to an interview. I did an interview, I think, for 1.5 hours.
Oh, in the U.S. Embassy?
Now, the good thing about Mandela Washington is that some do it, it's done closer to where you are. I think Eldoret, we have Eldoret, Kisumu, Nairobi, and Mombasa. So I did it in Kisumu because that time I was closer to I was in Kakamega at that time. So I did the interview, and I think in January, February, I got a confirmation letter from Charge d'Affaires. It used to be called Mark Dealer, that had been selected. So you can imagine, and when we went for the Kenyan orientation as a Kenyan team, we were told that 70,000 applicants from Africa applied. Only 700 were selected from Africa.
Told you I made it.
Now, 10,000 applicants from Kenya applied, Kenyans. Out of the 70,000, Kenyans were 10,000. And can you imagine how many Kenyans were selected? Only 44.
Wow.
So much of Mandela Washington fellowship selection it is very competitive, and it really depends on the year you apply. You'll find maybe very good candidates have not applied in 2025 or 2026, and you are among the best, maybe 40 or the best 30.
I think you being a doctor helped.
At that time, I had not graduated, but I think what helped me is my engagement with young people. I'm very active working with
Civic
young
education
people, yes, and
especially,
public engagement. From those days I used to be a student leader, student politics.
We failed to mention that. This guy was the student leader of Maseno University.
Those days
he
then.
was the babu, in
Yes,
short.
those days then.
Yes.
Now coming in, working into the political space, the youth wing of political parties. I think that engagement now focuses took me to the focus of public management and leadership. Also, my future ambitions in the near future, takes me to that level. But it is a very competitive exercise. What I'd advise is most of the young people do a lot of things, very amazing things, but they fail to document. Yes, they fail to document, and documentation doesn't mean you must have a website or something. Even on LinkedIn or on Facebook.
Because like I told you, you have an impressive LinkedIn.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There are people who write very good stories.
Yeah.
There's a girl who was selected that works with mental health, and the good thing about her, she documents it on her Facebook. That today we met, I don't know, students in a certain school. So that is what they look at. Can your work be seen?
Is it consistent?
Yes, consistency, but can it be seen? Because if you just do something and hide it under the table, I think most people won't be able to believe that you are doing. And sometimes it has so much impact. So for you to attract more partners, attract more opportunities, documentation is very important. If you are privileged, website can do. If not very privileged, TikTok.
Just your social media.
For social media, yes.
So visibility is key.
Very key.
Visibility is key. What would you say are the lessons you brought back home from the 6-week engagement from Mandela, especially in leadership? I know you're big. Which party are you in, Alfred? Last I checked, you are UD. Please let it be noted, thereby it's not affiliated to any political party, but
I'm in academia.
You're in academia. Last I checked.
Yes,
but
last we checked. True.
Lessons you brought back home, on what, because look at what is happening on the ground right now, our political system, to be honest. Okay, there's a lot up. It's messy, it's chaotic. What would you say if we implemented from what you learned could work?
There's very many things that I saw, but what I can point out most importantly is the level of seriousness a whole society gives into leadership and governance and everything that entails policies, even work. You'd find a young man or a young woman in the US doing something, and they would put a lot of energy and effort in it, and they are very passionate with what they do, and they try to professionalize everything. For example, even I was very surprised that in the US, you don't hire somebody to do your lawn mowing, cutting grass and making the flowers. There's a company. Yes, you hire a company to do your flowers. So such that those who are skilled, and you see, lawn mowing may not be a skill that you require to go to school. Maybe it's apprenticeship, or you just learn by yourself through YouTube or anything. So you'll find them professionalizing everything. And it really goes down to now giving back in terms of monetary wise. They market it. whether it's through posters or social media.
Yeah.
I remember when we were finishing the program, and we were looking for photographers. And now, that's when I realized there's somebody in Minneapolis, Minnesota, who has developed a website that you search for photographers.
Wow.
That Bella is a photographer. These are some samples of her pictures in the website, and she charges this amount of dollars per hour.
Wow.
And that's an idea that I've not seen
In Kenya.
in Kenya. Photographers just work, and there's no coordinating website or software to do it. You take something like plumbing. There's no in the US. There's somebody who has developed a website that plumbers register in and pay a small fee. And when you want a plumber to come to your house, you go to the website, call, and the plumber will come in. So it's a lot about professionalizing. But another thing that was very key is mentorship. They're very big on mentorship. You would find the younger ones being mentored in every sector, be it in business, be it in leadership. Like when we visited the Senate, the Minnesota Senate and House of Reps, they have a program that runs per year, and every school brings in students who are taken through seriously what happens in the Senate and House of Reps. So such that when that student now goes to secondary school, senior school, they exactly know what happens in the Senate. And if they're interested, they would go into that track. Same with business, same with civil society. So I think in our country, we're not very good at mentoring.
Even service is very trash. The service industry, you receive very bad service from, let's just start with customer relations. There's not a lot of professionalism. Sometimes the rate card or the quote you're given and the work, you look at the two and you're just like, if we could put a little more into training.
Yes.
Training,
And training in terms of training both in class and off class, and that is why, and that's how mentoring comes in.
Yes.
You'd find very good professors, very good teachers, even nurses who would not encourage or take along their child to where they work and show them, this is how we do it. Or just, the child just looks at how you do your stuff. For example, these young men who are surrounding us with cameras, maybe they have a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old. You'll find some of them may not want them to, or expose them to this environment. I think that needs to change. And you'd find even the Indian community is very big on mentorship and
even China.
Yes.
I remember that we were in China at the same time. Alfred, I think I was in Guangzhou and you were in Beijing.
Beijing, yes.
You were in Beijing. I remember one of the things I was so surprised in China, when kids come out of school, they enter into their parents' businesses. Every day, without fail, it's mom, dad, children, mom. So you see, from a young age, they know like this business has to continue. This business is done by us. While us, maybe because I'm a nurse, I'd feel, I don't want my child to be a nurse, so I don't expose my child into, let them just be. I think it's good to let your kids just be whatever they want to be, but also just train them from when they're young, you know? Yeah, so you're right on the mentoring aspect.
Yes, but and also in terms of systems, although they are an older government, they were celebrating 250 years after independence. But when you look at their systems, I think it is much better when systems work, when it's so much predictable in terms of development, policies. That's what I was able to learn. And they're very deliberate. They play the long game. You'd find a train, and in the train, they have put an advert that by 2030 this train should be going to a certain city, and whether the mayor changes or not, the plan remains that by 2030 the train should be stopping in a certain city. I think we would benefit so much in long-term planning, and we stick to the plan. You'd find, like for example, President Ruto came in, disbanded everything in the higher education, health and housing. Yes, good.
Yeah.
But now, how sure are we that the next president maybe will come again, start another whole program in another whole health, education? You see, now it all messes up the planning, and even the beneficiaries of the services are not able to predict the next step of action. Do we know whether we'll be having CBC or yes? So I think when policies work, it's much better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alfred, you're big on geopolitics. You're big on international relations, and just what you were mentioning. You're also big in politics in the country. You've been in proximity with very strong leaders. What would you say, compared to your campus days when you were a student leader? You know, then you didn't have the reality on the ground, and right now that you've tasted politics in the country, what would you say is the difference? Like, are we in reality? Because I feel like leaders don't have our best interest at heart, to be honest. It's more of serving their own interests first. I don't know. Because when you see these alliances, or they lie to us, or I don't think the common wananchi, especially when the president comes with the term hustler, I don't think it's for us. What would you say is the difference between when you are a student leader and now reality on the ground? And now, do politicians truly have the best interests of the citizens at heart?
I want to agree, they do not have our interests at heart, but it's not a politician's problem. It is a societal problem, because all these politicians come from our society. And you cannot tell me in the society, all of us are bad. Majority of us can be bad, quotes, but not all of us. So at any one point, we are called upon to choose who is the best in our society to represent us somewhere.
Do you feel like it's making a deal with the lesser devil?
Not really. No. It's not the lesser devil. I think most of the time, Kenyans make a deal with the devil himself.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They really sell our souls.
Let me explain why. You'll find somebody is in cabinet, somebody is a PS, or he's heading a parastatal, then EACC says X person has stolen X amount, then he's taken all through the process. We know very well, according to our fair judgment, that money was stolen or something was overpriced. But the next statement you'll hear from that person is that I am going to vie for governor or MP somewhere. And they would get it.
Yeah.
They would get it.
Yeah. Why is that so, by the way? Is it the money? Anyway, money makes the world go round.
And they would get it, and they would get it, and still do the same things they did that made them be kicked out of office on the other side. They would do them when they are now elected. And now that has made the good people, they're fairly good people, good leaders in Kenya. It has made them shy away from taking leadership positions.
Sure.
It is now that politics is being considered as a dirty game, quote in quotes, where you have to bribe, you have to use certain misalign or malalign somebody. And now somebody is looking at, there are people who have very strong values, they're looking at, I cannot go on the microphone and speak words that when my kids hear, they won't believe that. So it leaves politics to those who sometimes don't really
To goons. Let's not sugarcoat it. To goons.
yes, sometimes goons and sometimes jokers.
Yes.
We've seen people who don't have a very clear agenda coming into political office, and those who have a very clear agenda missing out. Yes. So the reality is that we have a societal problem, and unless we change it, we won't move. We will move, but at a very slow rate.
Societal problem, are you terming a mindset? Is it our mindset? Would you say it's a mindset problem with, like, let's say, like Mama Mboga? Is it, you're just seeing here, you're not looking at 5 years down the line?
Yeah, sometimes people see where they are and choose the short-term benefits in terms of maybe bribes. Sometimes people look at the tribe and say, this is our person.
Tribal politics is a big thing.
But now you ask yourself, when somebody is, let's say, president or deputy or prime cabinet, it's not really the tribe that is in that position. It's an individual. And at the end of the day, their salary, they take home to their wife and children, plus some few relatives and friends. And the decision that he's supposed to make that is going to impact lives, be it a health decision or a health or education policy, they tend to ignore it. Yes. So I think it is a tall order, but we need to change our mindset, and it is possible. It is possible because in 1949, Kenya and China plus the four Asian tigers were at the same level. But if you look at China right now, you've been to China.
There's a guest who told me we once lent money to South Korea.
Yes.
At some point.
Yes. So if you look at those countries right now, you cannot compare. Even the Singapore we are seeing right now, you guys, if you've not been to Singapore, you should watch the videos of Singapore and see how Singaporeans, the Singaporean society behaves, and look at our society. Yes. Fairly, you'll find we had free primary education from 2002, but people still aligned to tribes, aligned to whatever they are given to vote. So we should have a change of mindset as Kenyans. Yes.
Thank you so much, Alfred. Our time, unfortunately, is up, but I want to call you again and again and again, especially next year. Me, I have you here every week.
Why next year?
Because it's an election year.
Okay.
And we need intellects like you to advise us on how we are going.
Just a caution, I might be partisan. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I might be. I'm a political animal.
Hey,
so, but whenever I'm partisan, I'll tell you I'm coming on your show. But
just now I have a
mimi ni Sifuna mimi ni nani?
Sisi sote ni Sifuna. Let it be known. Please, thank you for pulling up a seat here. It's been a great pleasure. We continue catching up. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. I hope you've gotten something from this episode. Please share, like, comment, give us feedback. This has been The Bar. See you on the next episode.